Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dropping Dimes podcast. I got my main man, Doug, here today. Doug, say what's
Hey,
up.
what's up, everybody? Top of the morning.
And top of the morning to you. And we're going to be recapping the Game 7 last night, Pistons, Cavs. I want to say it was an awesome Game 7, but it really wasn't, Doug.
Nah, it wasn't.
Kind of a
We got a little preview of. I didn't like that preview. You saw the preview that they were showing of the one of the finals of
what are you talking
the
about?
Eastern Conference. They did a leak out. They leaked out the series for next year. I mean, for next round. They did the Cleveland versus New York.
All right, so Doug is Doug is on that conspiracy theory train a little bit, and I gotta say there's some evidence towards this because before Friday's game, ESPN I think released some like preview of the conference finals that was gonna be on Sunday, and they said it was gonna be Knicks Cavs, dude. Although I will say, against the conspiracy theorists, the Pistons won that game Friday night, so they didn't.
Right.
They didn't follow the script, Doug.
They didn't. They didn't. But that was like a rage bait. People betting on their parlays. They could be like, Cleveland might win or they might not be winning. So, they don't know what to do. So that messed everybody's parlay.
That was a major mess up, and that was all over Pistons news. I'm a little tuned into the Pistons because my wife and her family are all from Detroit, so they were raging about that. And then
Yeah.
after the Pistons won, there's this viral video going around about James Harden doing one of his flop fall down moves. I don't know how his age, Doug, how he falls down like so much. I mean, he's gotta hurt.
Yeah.
He literally is pulling this fake fall down move all like 5 times a game, maybe more, Doug, to try and get fouls because he's just like, I'm old, man, and I can't actually make the shot, and I gotta get my points however I can.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I guess he's a bit rotund, maybe he just has a soft landing.
Nah, he need to go to the acting business. He need to go into the acting business after
Yeah,
retirement. He needs
man.
movies to something because he's acting real good. His acting
Yeah, he
skills are
shouldn't have left the
fantastic.
Clippers, man. He could have been trying out for stuff in his spare time in LA. Anyway, this viral video was James does one of these, fall to the ground from 3-point things. The refs don't fall for it. And, he eventually gets back up. Somehow the Cavs get the offensive rebound. So now, or something like that. And Wade comes out and just has the ball and like slips all over the
All from
sweat
James Thomas
from
spot. Yep.
James' back.
It was an inbound pass. That's what it was. It was an inbound pass. Because I guess that move that James
Yeah,
Harden
you're
gave it
right.
not
It was an
inbound.
inbound pass, and he like slipped and fell, and so the pass went to the Pistons.
And James threw the ball into him too. That's the crazy part. He threw him
Yeah,
into him in the spot that he was flipped in.
I think a bunch of Pistons fans were like had their comeuppance on that
Yeah.
video, man. It was getting
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands of views. Anyway, but however, the Pistons ended up losing. They lost at home. There was a big story about. They kept mentioning it on the broadcast that Dan Gilbert had sent 25 busloads of people to Detroit to fans of the Cavs. And they were making a big deal about it on the broadcast. They said it was like noisy in the stadium, the Cavs fans.
Yeah, of course. The Cavs gonna make some noise, especially if they're beating Detroit. So, they neighbors. So they definitely trying to commute all the way up there to cheer and make some ruckus.
Yeah, Gilbert's from Detroit, so there's some history there. I'm sure he wanted to buy that team.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, let's get to the actual game. So I think, to me, Doug, the big story of this game was Mitchell's playmaking. He really came out and created for others right off the jump. He had like 3 assists in the first 3 minutes. Stan Van Gundy was real proud of him. But he's just driving to the hole, dishing to his big men. His big men are dunking. I love when Mobley dunks, man. He's just like all arms and legs, and he just kind of puts his whole body into it, like swings around. It's
aggressive
kind
with
of
it.
awesome.
He's very aggressive with it.
Yeah, he is kind of aggressive with it. But yeah, Mitchell is really doing that. And the ball was just popping. They were passing the ball around.
Mhm.
Harden was his 2 for 10 stat that he always puts up in important games, but Mitchell was so good they could get over that. What are your thoughts there?
You're correct. I mean, if you're looking at it, it was really Donovan Mitchell and the big, like the big men were really doing all the scoring. James Harden was really in the backseat, just playing his role, looking. It was a good game though. I mean, you can tell Detroit was having a hard time with scoring, and Detroit's defense didn't show up. That was another thing because Cleveland came in there and just got him, like punched him in the face. Really, when like told him this is our game, we gonna take over, and they had control of the game the whole time. So I mean, Donovan Mitchell hitting those big shots, and then that half court shot he hit. He's been doing a lot, and hey, all I can say is he finally made it to the conference finals. He finally did it.
That's right. He did. Congratulations to Donovan Mitchell.
Hey,
I've been following him since his Utah days. I love watching him. He's just man. He's got the dribble moves, hit those threes, get to the hole, dunk
yeah,
really well for a 6'3" guy. Can't believe he went 13th in the draft, and good for him. And he really, I mean, he really put it on his back this game.
he
I mean, the
did.
big men were good, but they were good because he was getting them easy shots. So good on Donovan Mitchell.
And I noticed too on one play, he did that move that you were talking about, the going over. When he did that, he went over. Somebody knocked the ball out of his arm, but luckily it went right
Oh,
back into
really?
him. Yeah, it went right back into his arms. He got it and did a floater. I was like, oh,
Oh,
okay. I,
yeah.
I remember I was like, okay, he definitely does that heavy. So I mean, at least he cuffs it. He cuffs it to a point where if you do poke it, it's going to be in the area where he can be able to catch it and
Yeah,
gather
he
it.
was still able to grab it. I
Yeah.
remember that play. Yeah, good call, man. And speaking of those, the high gather, I did see
Uh,
another player do it. Marcus Smart did it in the last Lakers game.
hmm
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's the only other one I can remember also doing that. The high
yeah.
gather. I love
Yeah.
it.
That's
Love that move.
that's a good thing for the short guys. Use that to get over your big guys because they're gonna reach low because they trying to get with you. So make sure you bring it up top. You get through.
Yeah, it kind of works for him. And then, I thought Harden was absolutely terrible. He often has a history of choking in these big games. He started the game, man. He had 2 shot clock violations.
Mm,
2, like in the first quarter or something. It was so bad, Doug. I mean,
yeah.
this is why these teams that have counted on Harden have just to me have failed. And thankfully for the Cavs, they got 2, 3, 4 other players who can carry all that offensive load.
Yeah. But
And
they also got to be in sync once James Harden is not in sync with them. So they got to make sure they understand it's their role to take over once he's not showing up. So
yeah, and I think that's been a dance, Doug, that's been tough for them, right?
yeah.
Obviously, that's tough for anyone, right? This guy is like one of has been this playoff 17 straight years. He's one of the top 75. Harden's had an awesome career,
Right.
but so when can you take over? When can you not? I thought the coach did a little better job of playing the backup Schroeder a lot
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
And I want to say he left Harden out a little longer this game than some other
Yeah.
games.
Yeah. Because Struder
There's
played
still
18
like,
minutes.
there were still some scary moments, I think, when Harden's the only like shot creator on there. But, he's still like, he can still draw the fouls, obviously, and he can still pass and pass to open guys. So,
Hmm
and he still creates a bit like that. And that's actually something that Mitchell has been pretty terrible at this series. Uh, he was great. He was great in the regular season. He had almost 6 assists a game.
hmm
In the playoffs, he's only been averaging like 2.9 per game. And
Yeah.
so
He's trying to
finally, I
score.
think in this game, he came out. He's playmaking,
Find people.
creating, and
Yeah.
that might be a bit of that dance too of like, well, Harden's the creator now. I can just go to the hole. Maybe something like that's going through his head. I don't know, Doug.
hmm Well, I was thinking too, with like you said with Harden, once he's not hitting. just pass the ball, bro. That's all you need to do. You need to find everybody. That would be his. I mean, he's a good passer. He's a scorer, but he also is a good passer. So, like, just go ahead and pass the ball and find everybody in their spots and just get your points on the back end. When it's fouls need to be called and they're in the penalty, you're taking the aggressive. That'd be your way of taking your points. But at the same time, when your shot's not falling, go ahead and find your teammates and just distribute the ball and get your assist in. That's how I see James Harden should be doing. Once he noticed his shot's not falling, he's got to do another role and play the point guard, the true point guard, and pass the ball.
Yeah, Doug, and I would say he isn't trying to play the hero ball that much. He
Mhm.
only takes 10 shots. I think he is trying to pass it off whenever he can,
Yeah.
but to be that creator, to get those guys open, you do have to draw the defense. So
Mhm.
you do have to at least act like you're going to shoot. But, I think he over dribbles and stuff. I think he can get his team into a tough place. But, he still had 6 assists. So he's still getting it done at that end.
I just think he just need to do more pick and rolls with the bigs though. His thing, if he's not gonna be able to score, contribute like that, he need to do pick and rolls, switching out with the bigs, because that would be his best way of either lobs or either finding them in a bounce pass or get him the shot wide open. Because that's his
Yeah,
that's his better
that's a
that's his
great
better
point. Like
role.
they don't seem to run pick and rolls with the bigs much. And I remember that the first couple of games against the Raptors, they were doing that. He was getting these wide open dunks for them, but I don't know
Mhm.
why they're not doing that. Maybe is he just not fast enough to get around picks anymore? Or like as a
Nah, that
dribbler
man
even, I mean,
that
I
man
don't
can get
know.
around
It's
it. Just I think it's the coach not
yeah.
seeing that as the thing for James. He's better on the pick and roll. So it's like
Yeah,
let him
totally.
throw it up to his men, do what needs to be done. I mean, but hey, I'm not the coach. I'm just talking.
No, but I think that's a great point, Doug. And yeah, it's weird that we're not seeing that.
Just when you got two big men, like two awesome big men that can play, that can score and rebound and play defense. Like you got lone players, so you got to use those guys. Like
Yeah, they're both great rollers, and Harden is great at passing to bigs for alley oop dunks. I mean, him and
yeah,
Clint Capella, he made Clint Capella's career in Houston doing
definitely
that,
did,
and that's
definitely
something
did.
they got away from when they traded Capella. And I
Hmm.
thought Houston was never quite the same. They lost that sort of
Yeah.
that third dimension, I like to call it, of that
Hmm.
these great guys that are passing up
Right.
to dunkers. But anyway, enough about the past. More on this game, maybe from the Pistons perspective. I thought Harris really disappeared. I thought the Cavs kind of took that last 3 minutes of game 5 when they made that 9-0 comeback, and they're like, hey, why don't we just play defense like this all the time? I thought they were trapping Cade, kind of double teaming him. And when Cade passed it out, the rest of the Pistons just weren't really doing much with it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. They definitely couldn't do nothing. Tobias definitely was getting his points off free throws. He was 0 for 6. Wasn't scoring anything. I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. I mean, Duncan Robinson came off the bench, and he had 13, and then Kellis LeVert in the last 2 games he's been scoring. So I mean, that was the thing that
Yeah,
killed me.
Karras
But
was okay,
yeah,
actually.
yeah,
Yeah, and Duncan Robinson was awesome, man. I mean,
yeah,
Duncan Robinson was kind of the only hope the Pistons had. I thought,
yeah,
like, maybe the coach overstepped a little bit by not starting Duncan.
yeah. He wanted to
I
put
think,
Jenkins in.
yeah, the spacing that Duncan Robinson can give you can help out Cade.
Uh-huh.
You know, I know that they like to hunt him on defense, though. So, definitely Mitchell was doing that when he was in the game.
Hmm.
But, Robinson also he had a great steal in that first half. So, I think they might have screwed up a little bit too much Dennis Jenkins, and he ended up 4 for 12.
Yeah, they didn't play.
Yeah, just
They didn't play Isaiah Stewart much either. So like they didn't play him as much as I thought they was. They played more. I don't know. They played different the last game. It just really confused me because they didn't seem like they was trying to win. Because the way that everybody the lineup was coming in, and then you play certain people, and then you need your big. So Isaiah Stewart should have been playing more to help out. And then especially with Durant not doing anything. So it's like why y'all giving him all this playing time when you need to let him get his stuff together and figure out what's going on and have somebody else that really want to play, especially with Reed too. Reed had a good game the game 6, and then they didn't play him no more either. So it's like, you know, it's interesting when, it's supposed to be next man up, be ready to play, but you know, they didn't give a next man up the opportunity in the last game.
He had a short leash with Stewart. I remember watching, and like Stewart was in and he pulled him real quick, and I don't remember if there must have been some play he missed or something. I don't remember it was. He was being calm. He wasn't starting fights or anything.
Yeah.
And Stewart, like, he doesn't look the part, but he can hit threes. So he's, a big man who can he only shoots like 33%, but it is a part of his game too that Paul Reed and Jalen Duren obviously don't have. That could also have helped with the spacing. I think Cade Cunningham is just getting tired. He just sees a huge crowd in front of him. No one's playing anywhere nearby Osir Thompson on the 3-point line. Osir actually hit a 3 this game.
Yeah, he did.
He's hit a couple earlier, but one I think he had hit earlier in the series, but one he had a toe on the line, and one was a shot clock violation. But I think he had his first official 3. They were saying on the broadcast.
Yeah, they got.
But still, no one respects him out there. He also his next 3-point shot was an air ball. It's like,
there's
a reason you're open.
On the off season, he's definitely gonna have to work on his jump shot. That is one thing he's gonna have to work on the off season. Going out and partying and having fun. Understand having fun with your family and everything, but you got to work on that jumper. You and your brother both go ahead to go in the gym, taking jump shots, different scenarios, and y'all both guarding each other, working on the jump shot. Both of them.
Get one of these great shooting coaches that they have. Like the Spurs seem to always have a great shooting coach, and work with that guy. Or whoever helped Aaron Gordon develop a 3 over in Denver. It's not a lost cause. Osir Thompson was he was still great on defense though. Although Mitchell was able to get by him a little bit this game. I did notice that.
Yeah, he took advantage of it. He took advantage of it a lot this game, the last game, and you could tell because he turned it up to another gear. He was ready. Like he knew what he was dealing with.
Yeah, he figured a little something out.
Mm-hmm.
But Thompson, man, he had that one where he just knocked down, just full bore running at Sam Mitchell, and then also gives him the flying elbow. Not flying, but just the elbow. That was rough, man, with Sam Mitchell just
emotional. It's the emotions,
like,
man.
Wow.
See,
but he got back up. Mitchell got back up. Mitchell was awesome.
Yeah.
Osir Thompson also pushed down Max Strus, and Max Strus started to get his face. That was interesting.
Yeah. Max Strus went off too. He had a interesting game too. Well, he did okay. It was Sam that was going off. My bad. It was Sam that was going off.
Yeah, Sam was 5 for 8 from 3.
Mm-hmm.
He was huge. Yeah, displayed a lot of toughness too. Taking those charges, my lord.
Yeah. At least somebody's doing it.
Yeah, and then Tobias Harris has been just great, 20 points per game. Really was impressed by him. He just completely disappeared. We talked about that. Yeah, 0 for 6. Didn't hit a single shot. There were some other weird moments. Mitchell swatted a guy, and it was actually clean, and he got so upset about it. I think he held the ball, right? So he swatted him, and then he wanted the coach to call challenge, right? So he's walking around with the ball. People are trying to take it away, and he grabs it back. He ends up getting a delay of game. So the Pistons get a shot off of that. And the coach also did a challenge. So then he had 3 fouls and he had to sit out. This was where, I think the Pistons were up 10 or, the Cavs were up 10. They were looking good. But this was where it could have gotten ugly. And the coach, I don't understand why the coach didn't challenge, man. I mean, that's your star player. He challenged
Yeah,
some like weak out of bounds call, like when they were up 30, like at the near the end of the
don't pick the
game. And
right one. They don't pick the right
I'm
ones. They
like,
pick the wrong ones. Like it don't make any
yeah,
sense.
yeah. I mean, if the guy's that demonstrative, I mean, he already gave up a point.
Right, right.
When trying to get the challenge goes wrong. What else? Kenny just kept the starters in for too long. I think that whole Struce and when Thompson like threw Struce down on a rebound or
Mhm.
something, they started to get into it. That was like with 7 minutes left in the game. I think the starters should be out by then. It was like a 32 point game. Like,
Nah, they
it's
want
gonna be
they
okay,
want to put a
guys.
beat down
Like,
on. Yeah, they want to put a beat down on them that bad.
I mean, you want to make sure you win, sure, but I mean, 7 minutes, 32 points. I mean, only the Portland Trailblazers could do it. No one wants to be Doc Rivers. I guess that's what it is. Yeah. So then also, I think I one more point. So like I said, my wife's a pretty big fan of the Pistons. She grew up in Detroit, and so she's reading all the posts and stuff beforehand. And she's like, "Oh, there's these two brothers that are against us, and they're going to be refing the game." Yeah, yeah, the Tony brothers. And
Uh,
I'm like, "Oh, you mean no, no? Tony brothers is the ref's name.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
not.
Not two people.
I don't.
Not two people.
It's not two. It's not two brothers.
That would have
I
been
don't know.
interesting. If it was two brothers on the, as a referees,
Yeah, I
and
don't
they were
think Tony
famous for.
Brothers even ref the game, so I'm not sure what she was talking about. But I don't know. Maybe he has something against the Pistons. I mean, I doubt it. But fans will, come up with whatever theories. So I think that one of the big questions was, would Cleveland's bigs be able to outplay Detroit's? And I think there's a resounding yes, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. They showed
um,
they came up. They came up and did what needed to do.
yeah,
We thought
and
Durant was gonna have a better game too, though. But
yeah, what we want to see is Duran like knocking these guys out of the way and dunking like he would have done in the regular season,
yeah,
and for whatever reason, it just didn't happen in this playoffs. I mean, he's still gonna make millions and millions of dollars, but
yeah.
they
This
would
is
be.
first, and you got to think about it too. This is their first playoffs appearance. So this year it's the lesson learned that for them. So they're gonna be ready next year. It's gonna be
Totally,
a few
Doug.
changes. It's gonna be some few changes, but it's gonna be they're gonna be ready next year. I don't know if they're gonna be number
That's a
one next year, but they're gonna
yeah.
have a chance.
That's a really good point, Doug. And like, I think for all the Pistons fans that are feeling bad today, like, this is like your second time to the playoffs. You're still very young. Like, you guys were tops in the league, in the East. Like, you guys were awesome. Like, be happy, you had a great season. Like, you fought hard. Now, maybe you need a secondary scorer, right? They need
Player,
maybe a
yeah,
wing.
yeah.
They need like that Trey from the Pelicans, man. Some guy like that can hit threes and get to the hole. You know who I'm talking about?
You're not talking about Murphy?
Yeah, Trey Murphy, somebody like that, man.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
maybe
He's
he's
very athletic. He's very athletic and he can play defense too, but he also can shoot. So yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
yeah. I would almost trade Duran straight up for him if they would.
Now
I
they got to
mean,
keep
that
their
would leave
got to keep him.
that would leave him without a big man, but I feel like you can get big men.
Yeah.
But a guy like Trey is pretty awesome. But they need somebody, some kind of secondary scorer to help take the load off of Cade. The
Hmm.
Dennis Jenkins story is fun and stuff, but I think you want someone a little better than that.
Yeah.
Um,
And they're gonna have to figure out something. Something's gonna have to shake. And then, like I said, they also I don't know. It's gonna be interesting off season for the Detroit Pistons. You know, if they're gonna make a trade or if they're gonna pick up somebody in the off season. And I think
yeah, the Duran thing is going to be really interesting. I mean, he's over, so they either have to put him in restricted free agency or
hmm
extend him.
hmm
I think they would be idiots to max him out. I wouldn't.
I mean, if he get that all teams though, he's eligible for it. That'd be the thing.
Oh yeah, he could get a super extension. I mean, I
Yeah,
wouldn't even give him a max extension that's even the regular max.
yeah.
I don't think he's worth it. I think you could be
He got to
hurting
save
your
some money. Yeah, you got to save some money on him.
yeah, you could be hurting your future. I think he showed his cards in this series. And
I think it really showed once he started that bull crap at the in Charlotte, and he got suspended. He got too big headed with the fight.
oh,
It's like I want to say after ever since that happened, he's been okay. He's been showing his stuff, but it's a hit or miss. But I mean, because they did lose a couple of games in that when when K had the collapsed lung, he was he had to be the scorer of
yeah,
the
he
team.
was pretty good in that stretch,
Yeah,
right?
but yeah. So I mean, like you expect him to do something and keep it going into the regular season, and it would have been a 1-2 punch with them, but it didn't come up to where we wanted to see. Because I mean, to be honest with you, I really was hoping Detroit would have been that type of team that would come in and spank everybody, and because Wade Durant was playing, he was playing a outstanding season. Like he had an outstanding season. So it's like I was expecting him to come in and be the Ben Wallace of the Detroit team this year. Because he was doing what he needed to do, but I don't know. He
He
got
wasn't
nervous.
that though, Doug. He wasn't anywhere close to that on defense. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, he was better than his backups, but like he wasn't affecting the. I don't think he was affecting Harden or Mitchell near the paint. In this game, the Cavs destroyed the Pistons in the paint. It was like 58-34 or something like that, and they weren't great from three. They were horrible at free throws, man. The Cavs like missed
So
some like
many.
12 or more three free throws. They're really terrible, but yet they
Yeah.
still blew them out. And that's a lot about the paint points, a lot about ball moving and getting easy buckets. And that's
Hmm.
where Duran's supposed to be, is in the paint there.
Yeah. And
And
he's
if
good
he's
with
not getting
offensive
done on the
rebounds too.
offensive end,
Yeah. Yeah. He usually be the man on offense, especially getting offensive rebounds and putbacks and all that stuff. And it's where did all that go? Like it's it's like it's like going to a car dealership and you give me a nice car that I'm thinking I'm getting, and the engine goes bad. Like what's going on? What's going
I
on,
love
man?
this analogy, Doug. This is good stuff. Duran's like a used car, like a lemon. Huh? Yeah,
Yeah.
don't give 40 million a year to the lemon. That's my advice.
He got to earn that. I'll just get him on a. I'll just put him on. Yeah, he gonna have to get a low contract, but extend it for a certain amount of years. But it's not gonna be too big because we need some money to get other players to replace your hiccup. 'Cause we need some more people.
Yeah, exactly. And one other note from the game, Mitchell, I think it was into the first quarter, had this he dribbled up. There's like 5 seconds left. He kind of dribbled up slow. I'm like, what's he doing, man? You got to get down the court. 5 seconds. And he pulls up from mid court, from the logo on mid court, off the glass, hits the jumper. I think he called glass, man. Great shot by Mitchell.
Oh yeah,
And my
he had
that
to gather them
I gotta
steps.
say, that really deflated my wife. Like they were up 10 or something. And I'm like, it's just the first quarter. And oh, that
She said
shot,
she ain't
man.
like that.
She started.
She said she ain't like that. That hurt her feelings right there. But that was
Yeah.
over two people too. That was over two people.
Mitchell's like, yeah, no problem.
Right.
Hey, I think that's all I got on this game. You got anything else you want to throw out?
No, just congratulations to Cleveland to make it to the conference finals without LeBron. Without LeBron.
Without LeBron. And yeah, congrats to Donovan Mitchell on making it too. All right, so now we're going to do something very painful for me. We're going to look back at our series predictions. And here's how it went. Doug, you got all four series correct. You predicted all four of the right teams. And you got one of the correct number of games. You predicted OKC in a sweep. And me, I missed both of the Eastern Conference series. I picked the Pistons. And somehow I picked Philly. Please don't turn off the pod right now. Philly did look really good, okay, in that Boston comeback, okay? But the Knicks destroyed them. Wow. I did get a games prediction correct. I got the Spurs at 6. But Doug, you destroyed me on that one. Mostly with the Pistons, I had to stick with my. I didn't have to, but I decided to stick with my sort of previews from
Yeah.
before the whole
From what you
playoffs
saw.
started because I had the
Yeah.
Pistons in these finals, and and I correctly predicted that Harden would mess the bed, and he did, and the Cavs were able to overcome it, and I think that
Mhm.
was kind of a big question for the Cavs, and I will toot my own horn though. On Friday's pod, everyone, I gave out both correct winners, both away teams winning game 6. I
Yep.
just had a feeling that those Pistons were going to come back, and they weren't losing 2 in a row. But I think that can kind of happen, in the playoffs, right, man? It's a lot of emotions. It takes a lot to get up for each game.
Yep.
And even though they're at home, I think the Pistons really got up for that game 6, really kicked some butt, and then maybe there's a little bit of a letdown. There's a little bit of a tiredness, Cade working
Mhm.
so hard, and I think that sort of showed.
It plays a part. Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely plays a
All
part.
right. Well, let's move on to previews of the next round. So we can keep it with the Cavs, and let's look at the East. So the Knicks are playing the Cavs in the season series. The Knicks won 2-1. Both of their wins were before the Harden trade. After the Harden trade, the Cavs kind of put the smackdown on the Knicks in their one win in the series. So, what are your thoughts on this one?
With this series, it's gonna be a tough one. Donovan's gonna have another difficult game because he's gonna have he's gonna have some different types of people guarding him from, Josh Hart, OG, and then Bridges. So I mean, he's gonna see a lot of different people. James Harden will be too. It's just gonna depend on, I guess, with their thing is gonna be who's gonna take advantage of when they get Brunson on. That would be the thing too. And who's gonna be guarding Brunson. Because with that dynamic, Brunson is not all that well on defense, but he can hold his own, but he knows how to play his defense to help defense. So it's going to be a lot of work, and with the bench is gonna play a part too. But the bigs, we're gonna see how these bigs gonna do again against New York, because it's only Towns and Robinson, but we're gonna see. We're definitely gonna see how this matchup and this lineup gonna be. It's always game one, always tells how it's gonna be. If the Knicks come out and beat them by 30 in the first game, I think the Knicks might win it, the whole thing. But like I told you before, if these Knicks win this series and they go to the finals, the New York nation is going to go crazy. New York fans are going to go crazy, and it's like I said, I'm kind of nervous, man. I'm kind of nervous to see how this thing's gonna go because there are New York fans all over the
Why
world.
are you
Like,
nervous, man? You think they're going to burn down New York or something?
man,
What
they're gonna
are you,
it's gonna be crazy.
what are you nervous about?
It's gonna be crazy with the New York fans, man. You ain't gonna be able to tell them nothing. They're late for work. My Knicks won. My car broke down because my Knicks won. Like they don't care. Everything's because the Knicks won.
Do you
Everything.
have like a lot of Knicks fans in your life, Doug? Is this
Yes,
personally going to affect
yes,
you?
yes. It's gonna affect me. It's gonna affect me. Yeah, because I'm gonna hear left and right. They're gonna be like, oh, you a Knicks fan now? You gonna cheer for us now? No, I'm not gonna cheer for y'all. I just give respect. I just give
Are you
respect to the
from New York,
left-handed person.
Doug? What's going
No,
on?
I'm from North Carolina, but I just know a lot of
Okay.
New York fans. I just know a lot of New York fans. It's
Like
crazy.
living near you?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
My
okay.
barber is a New York fan too. On top of that, so that's the crazy thing.
That the barbershop talk. I get it. I get it. There are a lot of New York transplants out here, man.
Yeah, yeah,
That's true. And there's
yeah,
and their fans, man, have been waiting, for so long. I mean, it's been
yeah.
since 1973 since they've
Spike Lee's gonna
won
go
a
crazy.
finals.
Yeah, Spike Lee is going to go crazy if the Knicks win the whole thing. Spike Lee is going to go crazy. He said
Yeah,
he said he said
he could
something.
die
He said
happy at
something when they
least.
won. He said something when they won in the cup. He was happy about that, but he said if they win the championship, it's going to be over. It's going to be over. So just just be ready. I'm just
That'd be
nervous.
good
I'm
for
really
Spike,
nervous.
man.
Yeah,
He's been a
yeah.
fun fan. Okay, so Doug, it sounds like I can't. Can't really tell, but it sounds like you're not rooting for the Knicks because you don't want
I'm not
all your
saying I'm
buddies to
not
have one over on
cheering,
you. You're
but
not saying that,
hey,
okay.
it's just, I mean, I'm starting to root for them. That's the thing. I'm like, I mean, they're doing good. They're playing good. They're playing good offense and everything. I mean, they last year with the trade they made for Towns. Well, was it last year or whichever year it was when they made trade for Towns? And I seen how they have improved and everything with that and had him hitting him instead of Julius Randle. I mean, it made a little bit more sense. I mean, but he is from Jersey, so I mean, he's doing it for the city too of Jersey. But I mean, his game, Cat play. I mean, he just got to be a more aggressive. I mean, I need a Towns where he was dropping 60 and having like 15 rebounds. Like I want to see that Timberwolves Towns, not no New York soft towns where everybody's easy. Well, where Westbrook can just hold him down, where he's trying to back him down and like you're not doing anything. Show your aggression and just be aggressive at the rim on these mugs if you're gonna play. If you're gonna play the
Did
big
you
man
say
for New York,
Westbrook?
yeah, Westbrook had him in the post and he definitely tried to back Westbrook back and Westbrook looked at him like, "What are you doing? You're not doing anything." You got the little. I seen
Wait,
the
when
video.
was this? When was
This
this? What are you
this was
talking about?
this year. This was this year when he played with the Kings. They had a mismatch, and he tried to back up Westbrook, and he couldn't do it.
Oh,
He couldn't do
oh
it.
god.
When I find it, I'll send it to you.
Oh man, that's rough. Westbrook is strong though. You know, I gotta say, okay, this is a really stupid analogy, but I was playing my 10-year-old son and his friend, and they did like my son was getting all up on me, and I gotta say, it is hard to shoot then, right? You're like
Yeah,
a little
and
bit. I'm
somebody's up
worried
on
about
you.
elbowing my son in the face, but it is a
Yeah,
little. It's like a weird feeling when someone's that kind of close to you. So I
right,
kind of I
right.
get the front facing that these little guards can do on the big guys. I get
hmm
it.
Give you a
Anyway,
hassle, but it's
yeah,
rough.
give you a little hassle.
Uh huh.
Well, hey, that leans into one of the big serious questions I have. So basically, who's going to win the big man matchup, right? So the Cavs, Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. Mobley, highly drafted, very athletic, hitting threes now. And then on the other side, the Knicks obviously have Cat, who you've been talking about. They got Mitchell, who beasted those Cavs on the boards 2 years ago in the series, I think. So who's going to win this matchup, I think, is a big key to the series. I think Cat's a bit of a knucklehead. I think you bring up some great points about, he's going to play tough like he played it with the T-Wolves against those Nuggets and stuff. Cat is theoretically the best player. I mean, he's definitely getting paid the most. He's got that true three-pointer. He's he's big enough to rumble to the rim, I think, against these guys. But can he, will he impose his will? That Mitchell, when Mitchell was destroying those Cavs, that was with Hardenstein, not with Cat. That was before the Cat trade. Yeah, I think that's going to be a big question, and yeah, I think that first game will help tell me. Although I think with Cat, I think it's a game to game thing, right?
hmm
Is he able to stay out of foul trouble?
Right.
That's a big deal.
Because he's going to have to.
And
Because
then
they're starting. They starting not going to have. It's just going to be him as the big man for New York, where Cleveland's gonna have two big men, so he's gonna have to fight with two people. 'Cause
Well,
it's gonna,
the Knicks also have OG, right? So OG's gonna
yeah,
be playing that
that
4
four,
spot, and
yeah,
OG's strong, man. I think
yeah.
OG can easily box out the Cavs
But
bigs.
Mobley got the long arms though, so you got to think about that too. They definitely do that.
That's true. Yeah. So I think I think OG is stronger though.
hmm
But that's interesting. Yeah, who can get those rebounds? There's a lot of pushing in the back in the NBA now. It's another thing I freaking hate. But
Yeah, I
those
just got
Cavs
something.
guys get pushed in the back. They get pushed around.
Yeah, I just got some news. They just came in from Bleachers Report.
Yo, all right, what you get?
New Orleans got their new coach. It's the old Orlando Magic coach.
Uh, oh,
He got fired and he got
okay,
hired already.
good for him. Yeah,
That's
he
crazy.
gets teams to play defense. he got
Yeah,
those Magic. I mean, those Magic were nothing for many years, and he got
yeah,
them in the playoffs where people are talking about him regularly. So, good for him. Maybe he can start something good there. Yeah.
yeah. Sorry to break up your conversation. I just had to
No,
I
no,
had to
that's
bring
good,
that out.
man. Breaking
I had
news.
to
I
bring it
love it.
out.
Yeah, so I think, like, who will win the big matchup is a big question. I think another big question, or what are your thoughts on who's gonna win that?
Like you said, it's gonna be based off of towns, and then if OG can make sure they spread it out to the point where making the bigs run and get them out of place. If they can get them out of place, Josh Hart can get his rebounds like he always does to make it easy for them because with New York, their bigs are really their little guards. So I mean, Josh Hart is really one of their bigs. Uh, like you said, OG is one of their bigs too because they're known for getting rebounds. They are their main guys that get rebounds for them.
Their wings,
But
right, their
yeah,
wings. Yeah,
yeah,
actually, that's a great point because both Cat and OG are great three-point shooters, so they can,
mhm,
spread the court. That's gonna bring Jared Allen and Mobley kinda to the outside,
yeah,
and are they gonna be able to affect the paint? I mean, these guys are both good shot blockers, but
hmm
yeah, the kind of play between how close they have to be to their man versus
yeah,
guarding the paint, I think is a pickle that the Knicks can put, both these guys in.
hmm yeah. It's gonna be interesting though. But
Yeah.
I feel like New York probably will win the big out of this.
Yeah, and I feel like I think it's a knucklehead situation, man. It's one of those, can Cat stay out of foul trouble? Stop making knuckleheaded plays. I don't think Cat's one of these guys who he doesn't know how to win. I would say, there's people that maybe not be the flashiest or whatever, but they kind of
Uh,
understand the game. They understand how to
yeah,
win. And Cat to me
yeah.
is not one of these guys. So can he
He
keep
don't
his
have
head
that
on
dog in him.
right?
Yeah.
It's Yeah, I mean, there's something there, Doug, what you're saying. I mean, I have seen him be aggressive and go to the hole every time, but he kinda does it in a silly flailing fashion or, like, at the wrong time, you
Or
know?
when he knows, because and the thing too, when he played with Minnesota before Anthony Edwards got there, they wasn't a team to go to the playoffs. That was the thing too. They didn't go to the playoffs like that. So he was just it's kind of a situation where, when you playing for the Timberwolves and you playing for the Hornets at that time, they it was just players there just scoring and doing whatever they wanted to do to get their stats up. And that's what Cat did. He did get his stats up and everything because I mean, wasn't nobody else on the team doing anything. So I mean, yeah. But then once Anthony Edwards came, you know, the dynamics changed because Anthony Edwards was a dog. And he called for the dog, he called for the ball, and he also wanted his teammate to be the same way. So like it didn't gel as well. And then once they made that trade, I thought Julius Randle would be that dog that Anthony Edwards needed to work with him. But it does fit, but they got to get rid of Rudy Gobert to make it gel all the way through. And if they can get somebody for Rudy Gobert, and they'll be fine. But Towns, like I said, Towns, he's back at home. So if anything, he should be aggressive and should be hooping like he should be at like he was when he was with Timberwolves and just play free ball pretty much and just let his mind just flow and just go out there and hoop. But sometimes players, depending on who he plays, get in his head and get him out of his game, and get in foul trouble, and just he does those dumb plays that like you said, just gets out of his play and his game, and that's it. But once he gets on, he's on. So if he stays focused, then it'll be a whole different ball game. So it's just gonna determine off of him. But like you said, it's also going to be on Brunson too. So I mean, Brunson probably is going to be the one that's really going to step up more than anything.
All right, wait, before we touch on Brunson, you made a lot of points there, Doug. Let me try and break some of them down or, highlight them. Okay, so you're talking about Cat and his aggressiveness and stuff. So, what I remember, he came to the Hornets. or he came and played the Hornets when he was with the T Wolves, and everyone's talking about
Mhm.
how he's not aggressive. I remember in that game, I think he had Miles Bridges on him, and he he kept driving on Miles. He was in
Mhm.
his face. You could see he's just like, I'm gonna take it to the hole, and he does. He doesn't have like post moves like a typical
Big
kind
man.
of post player. He kind of
Yeah,
like, yeah, he sort of starts at the elbow or near
and then
there
goes
and
out.
kind of and drives in, right? He drives in like a guard almost. But
Mhm.
he kept doing that over and over again against Miles. So I've seen him like have that aggression at least. I think he's done this in the playoffs too sometimes. You brought up an interesting point about other players can get him out of his game. And to me, I don't think Mobley or Jared Allen are those types of guys. I don't think
Nah,
they're get
nah.
you out of your game type of guys. These guys
Yeah,
are not, to me, these guys aren't dogs either, right?
yeah. But the only way they're gonna get him out of his game is if they're out rebounding him and everything, and the coach get on him about it. That's the only way they're gonna get him out of his game. Because coach gonna
Oh,
call him out
yeah.
on his stuff. That's the only way that's the only way they're gonna get
Right.
him out of his game.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, there could be other players like a Max Strus maybe,
Yeah, yeah.
mm,
Or James Harden.
or even Harden. Yeah, even Harden. And Harden might match up with him sometimes. Like Harden's strong and he
Mhm.
covers fours sometimes. And he could cover him on the perimeter, and that might leave one of the big men to maybe cover a Josh Hart, right? This is what happens
Yeah,
against the
yeah.
Knicks. One of the big men will cover Josh Hart, and then they can roam that paint, and so kind of invalidates what I was saying before about the big men having to cover OG and Cat on the perimeter. If they're just
Mhm.
covering Josh Hart, they'd lay off him on the 3-point line. They can still roam the perimeter.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Hey,
that's probably what's going to happen.
Josh can fire that thing sometimes. It just depends on when
Yeah,
he's ready.
yeah, that's true. That can be playing with fire a little bit. And I
Mhm.
love your point about Josh kind of being the big man because he roams in there and gets those rebounds. Then he's
Mhm.
really good at that. And then there's always a question about who the Knicks start, whether they're starting Josh or not.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna
Uh,
start Josh. It was OG was out the last game that they didn't play, but he should be good now because he's been rested for a long time. So they didn't play game 4 of when they played against Philly.
right, right, yeah. So you don't think there's any chance they do Mitchell and Cat at the same time?
I wouldn't be surprised if they did it, but I feel like they would probably have Mitchell come off the bench and just to cover for Cat for insurance.
Yeah, just because the Cavs have two bigs and they haven't really faced like a two big lineup. But
Yeah.
you know what? The Cavs don't play their two bigs together that much either. I'd say,
Mhm.
mostly
They'll
just
switch it
starting
out.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I think another big question is, and you're starting to touch on this, is who on the Cavs covers Brunson?
Uh, I feel like they probably put Wade on him if they starting Wade.
Right. So whoever that guy they start, either Struess or Wade, maybe Santa
Yeah.
Merrill.
Mhm.
That's the guy covering Brunson. Yeah, totally. Because yeah, neither Mitchell nor Harden's a great defender there. Mm. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And I think Brunson probably, well, they'll search for the switches though. So if
Yeah.
Brunson can get that switch on a D Mitch, he's going to be operating like amazingly. Harden, I assume Brunson can destroy Harden, but he can't. He won't be able to
I
do
mean,
the sort of old man move push offs on Harden quite
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
But maybe can just get by him. I don't know.
It's gonna be interesting though, because like I said, that's a left hand matchup right there, Harden and Brunson. But I don't know. It's Brunson's gonna get his moves and get to the free throw line and take that jumper, or either take somebody in the post and do his post move. And for him to be a short guy, he loves to go to the post and score his point. And that's the thing that I've noticed out of him. Out of all the small guards, he loves to go to the post to score his point. So it's going to be interesting how they do it because he might get a matchup where he might get Mitchell in the post and might take advantage of that too. So we'll
Yeah,
pay
he could
attention to
definitely
that
take
too.
advantage of Mitchell. I wonder about against Harden, but it's not like Harden can really jump up and swat a shot or anything. So he
You
just
never
won't be
know
able to
with it.
push him, I think,
Yeah,
as much.
yeah, yeah. It's going to be
Yeah.
interesting.
I think that'll be a good one to look for. All right, man. Anything else before we make our predictions?
Uh, nah, not at all. Not at all. But you say you want to do the predictions. Who you got? Who you got in the prediction?
All right, man. I'm gonna take the Knicks. That's what I called. Before the playoffs began, and here they are. I think this is a great chance for them. They managed to get home court advantage in the conference
Mm,
finals, even though they were third place in the East. Sure, they're happy about that, and I think they've just been, man, playing the lights out. Like, they have been
mhm,
killing teams. Their last 7 games, wow. They're hitting threes, they're looking good. OG's back. So, if they can cover, Mitchell, and they have the players to do it, man. I mean, OG, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, as you mentioned, they got guys that can cover Mitchell. So if they can lock him down, with one guy, which is tough. Mitchell's a incredible player.
mhm,
I think they can kind of cut off that Cavs scoring, leave the game to Harden, and yeah, I mean, I don't, as a kind of running theme of this, I don't think Harden can get it done, and I think the Cavs overcame his troubles. He had another 2 for 10. It's amazing.
mhm. Right,
Part of the
right.
reason I wanted the coach to take out the starters, I wanted Harden to be stuck on 2 again. They didn't take him out, and he still got stuck on 2.
Yeah.
That's a bit of Schadenfreude for me, but, yeah, I mean, I think it's not a slam dunk, though, and I think the Cavs got some moves they can make. Their
Mm,
big men have been playing awesome recently, and they probably remember getting pushed around on the boards a couple years ago, and, hopefully, are gonna be ready for that. So I think that they're gonna win some games, gonna make it a close series. So I got Knicks in 7. What
okay,
about you, Doug?
okay. I'm gonna go Knicks in 5. I feel
Oof.
like I feel like the Knicks is gonna surprise everybody. And, uh, like I said, I feel like that first game is gonna be either a 20 or 30-point game. Knicks gonna come out firing, will be ready. And then Cleveland probably might get that next game in New York. And then after that, New York wins the rest of them, and just, you know, figure out how to play with each other, and, lead off a Jalen. And, probably Cat shows up in a couple of those games, but everybody else play their role to help the team win.
Okay, so you got the Cavs taking that second game, but then losing, both at home and
Yeah.
losing the series.
Yeah.
Cool. I like the specificity there. I think the Cavs will be better than that. I think they played well at home, so I think they definitely get at least one at home. But maybe you're right, Doug. Like the Knicks have been doing, that's been their thing this playoffs, is kind of figuring out teams and then just killing them. They figured out the Philly real quick.
Hmm. Yeah,
About
they
the
did.
only pulse Philly showed was when Embiid was out,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that changed things up a little bit for him.
Hmm.
All right, but let me record your prediction. So can you
But
get it later?
you
All
did
right.
you made a good point though when you said earlier in earlier in the podcast about how New York made a team for the Celtics to beat. It does make sense. I mean, they beat them last year, and they had the same players, but now they have some extra players. So, like I said, it their bench is a lot deeper than what it was last year, even though they didn't play everybody. But now they got a different coach, and he's relying on a little bit further down the bench to help the team win, and it's helping out. He's bringing up a
Which
lot
is
of
a
people
good
that,
thing. Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
that's a good thing. And that's the knock on Thibodeau, and everyone
yeah,
kind of knows that that's a good thing. I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know
Thibodeau
that their
make it
bench
tired.
is really that great, but at least they're eating up some minutes. Yeah. So not
Hmm.
everyone's getting so tired.
Yeah,
I think yeah,
that's
that's helping
definitely the
leave the
plus.
starters a little more refreshed for each game. And I still think they're a little bit lacking like a secondary score. but they have quality players at every position. All right, Doug. Well, I think we talked about the Knicks Cavs enough. Let's turn our attention to the West Coast. This Spurs OKC series is going to be awesome, man. I think this is what, all fans of the NBA have been looking forward to. OKC, obviously ran through the league last year. This year, they started off looking like they were going to run through the league too. They were like, what, 27-0 or something
Hmm.
crazy. And then
Yeah.
they ran into those Spurs, and the Spurs got one on them. And then they got another one on them a couple weeks later, and they kept winning, man. They 4-1 in the regular season against
Hmm.
OKC. Kind of showed that OKC has some vulnerabilities, and OKC's got home court in this round. But well, I guess just to give it away from the jump, I think the Spurs can get them. What do you think, Doug?
I mean, hey, we got the MVP, Shea, out here hooping. I mean, with the way this team playing, I mean, a lot of his players stepped up since they played the Spurs too, that have made their names known. Speaking of AJ, he's really done started scoring a lot more and helping Shea with the workload on offense. It's gonna determine more, just not just him. They got Williams coming back in the series too, so he's gonna play his role, and it might help out with the team a little bit more because they will have people coming off the bench now, replacing and everything. So with Williams coming back, him starting with the lineup, their chances a little bit might be back at being the favorite to win, but it depends with the big man too. Wemby playing against Jet and Hartenstein. It's gonna be very interesting. I mean, I just want to see a good Western Conference Finals, and I just I really feel like OKC might win this one because I did say that they were gonna win the whole thing. I'm gonna stick with it. I see Wemby and the Spurs. They went through the teams they played against to get there. I just feel like Wemby's not there yet to be a champion. He still got some growing up to do. The team still has to grow up together, not just him. But I just don't feel like it's their time just yet. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, and Wemby might, you know, drop 50 out the whole series and win the whole thing off of them. But you never know. Defense does matter in this series. But like I said, it's gonna really with Chet, how Chet guards Wemby and Wemby guards against Chet. Chet really gonna have to step up in this series too. He's gonna have to score more than just 12, 15 points. He's gonna have to get at least 20 to keep up with Wemby, or either at least be aggressive to put Wemby on the bench and put him in foul trouble. But if he plays his role along with Williams coming back and he plays his part and plays good defense, and AJ comes off the bench, maybe he might come off the bench and score, or he might start. But they got a lot. OKC has a lot of scoring. It's just if they're going to score correctly to isolate any kind of upset of the Spurs winning this whole series.
Who, who are you saying needs to score?
Everybody from the Spurs. I mean, everybody from the OKC. Just Chet needs to outdo Wemby. AJ when he comes in, or if he's starting.
Chet needs to outdo Wemby.
Yes, if
You're gonna bet the series on that.
Hey, no, I'm not. No, not just him. Not just him, but he's gonna need to step up because he wasn't in none of the
Dude,
games. I
Chet
mean,
ain't gonna outdo Wemby, man.
hey,
Listen,
hey,
I actually think the Chet thing is. I think actually that's a danger for the OKC. Wemby has some kind of thing against Chet. Those two guys have something against each
yeah,
other.
they do because
Chet was what he was drafted the year before, right? So he probably
mhm.
feels like he's the older elderly statesman there that should be winning. He's like, who's this new 7-footer on the corner? I'm the 7-footer. But Wemby is 7'6", and he really he doesn't. They don't like each other, I don't think, man.
Yeah,
They got a little rivalry going
they got a
on. You can
rivalry.
tell.
They
And
do.
Wemby gets up for those games, man. I mean,
Yeah.
really
But
gets up for these
but
games.
what it is when they were younger, Wemby and Chet played against each other, the U.S. team versus French team, and Chet and them won against Wemby. So that's Wemby's taking that personal. So that's where Chet had his number against him. So that was a thing. That's why I said that because Chet had his number.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because I would say in the NBA, Chet doesn't have his number. I think Wimby's won those matchups, and he goes the extra gear, and I don't want the 7'6" guy who's with guard skills who can hit threes and dunk from anywhere, dunk from 2 steps from the 3-point line. I don't want him going to another gear, man. If I'm
Yeah.
OKC, I would almost downplay that matchup, try and maybe even keep Chet off the court a little bit because Wimby just likes it, man. He likes it
Yeah.
a little too much.
It's
But,
gonna be a
you
good
know,
series.
yeah, I think, that's a big question. Well, you brought up a couple of good points. So, one is Jalen Williams is going to be back. And so, does that have a positive or negative effect on for OKC? Because, frankly, another thing I didn't talk about, they had that 27 game win streak. Sorry if I don't have the exact number correct, but it was in that ballpark. And then Jalen Williams came back, and then the team started to lose some games. And so maybe maybe Jalen Williams being back could mess up that team, Doug.
It could, but we definitely gonna see though. I I feel like it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be because, like I said, they everybody has been finding their roles since he's been gone. And then when he comes back, the coach is going to find a way to play him in the right position and when to pull him and when not to pull him, so that he wouldn't go through so much injury and everything. But
You're
if they
right. They
he
might
does,
do like a minutes restriction type of thing where
yeah.
they're only playing them like 22 minutes a game or
Hmm.
something. And so then it's not quite as big a factor. Because what I've seen sort of over the last few years with Jalen Williams, I think he's an excellent player that most teams would love to have on there. Just going to preface to say most every team would love to have this guy. However, on OKC, he's less efficient than SGA, right? So he's taken up shots from SGA. And then he might be less efficient than AJ Mitchell, for instance, or some of the OKC's other guards. And so he's taking shots away from these guys, and that's, overall hurting their team.
Hmm.
And, especially as he becomes more of an all-star and gets a bigger head and stuff, feeling like he needs to take those shots. It kind of maybe a little bit takes away from the everybody's doing everything for them, everybody else vibe that OKC has that they love to talk about. Because Jalen Williams a little bit needs to get his, and getting his is not quite as efficient as OKC's normal offense.
Hmm.
That's a little bit on the negative side. On the positive side, Jalen Williams also a great defender. And against, I think he would have been great against like the Lakers to help guard LeBron. Great against like bigger guys like Booker, bigger, taller guys. However, in this series, they don't really have like a bigger, taller player that wing player. The Spurs don't. That's really good. That Jalen
Hmm.
Williams would help be put on. I mean, he can guard their guards, but that's not if you understand what I'm saying, like, in terms of physicality and, like,
Hmm.
size, matchup,
Yeah.
he's not necessarily needed as much as whereas Kason Wallace and Dort and SGA himself can be guarding, the Spurs, really good. They're
He's gonna
3
he'd be
amazing
more of the help
guards.
out D though. He'll be more of help out D though. If anything.
Jalen Williams, you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah. If he's gonna be, because let's say he's not guarding the number one, not number one, but one of the main scorers for the team, he could definitely watch from a distance. Only person he would really have to worry about is Champagne Petty. Watch him every once in a while, but when he takes advantage of that defense and he's going to attack and help out, he's got to make sure it's correctly prosecuted, executed. I'm sorry. Make sure it's executed
We got you.
correctly, because if he doesn't, it'd be champagne for three. That's it. But I feel like he's gonna make it would make a little bit difference because, like I said, with the Spurs have shooters. Yes, OKC plays good defense also, but like I said, it just depends on if everybody plays their if who defense takes over completely. That's really what it all that matters on this series. Whose defense is better, and
And Jalen Williams might be really good at that help D. However, he hasn't played in a while, Doug, and so
mhm,
he's probably not just as in tune. It might take him a few games to get back in tune with everybody and where he's supposed to be helping and right, so he can help off Champagny, but still people get back to him. He hasn't been there for basically the entire playoffs, maybe
yeah,
since like the first or second game. So that's another thing. Yeah, so I think that could hurt OKC a little bit. It'd be my take. They've been playing so well without him. But on the other side, he's a big player, and
he was the reason why they won
you know,
the championship last year.
yeah, it gives him a big wing that maybe is a little harder to defend for on the Spurs side. The uh, Spurs can play some great defense too, especially with my boy Castle. But Fox is not necessarily the top defender. Great at steals though.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is, definitely is.
Yeah. I think, like, to me, I think the Spurs have the guys that can match up with Shea, right? So obviously Shea's the main point of attack. They can get Castle on Shea, and then they can make him work too, right? They can get those 2 or 3 guards out there and make Shea work on defense. I guess people hide on Champagny, but Champagny can knock down those threes.
Uh-huh.
Mm. So they do that at that end, and then in the backcourt, as I said, Wimby has been dominating Chet. I'm curious what's going to be the OKC's defensive game plan against Wimby. Do they go at him with a shorter player? Like, do they put a Dort on him, who's like really strong, kind of gets under him, like we were talking about, could be a problem for Cat.
Uh-huh.
Um, or right, do they have Chet on him and let him do the mano a mano thing? I think that would go bad. Hardenstein, I think, is just maybe a little too slow to cover.
Yeah.
And then,
He's not
what do
he's
they do
not
with
the big for that
Hardenstein?
one. Yeah, he's not the big for that one.
I mean, on the boards, he can knock him out of the way and grab
Yeah,
boards, so he'll be great for
yeah.
that. But trying to cover him on the perimeter or something, I don't know. I don't know that
It
that's going
might
to
be
go too well for
it might
OKC.
put him in the zone. They might play a zone, a defensive zone for Spurs. They might try something different. I mean, it's really gonna determine how the first I always say it's the first game always makes a difference because you're gonna see where the mismatch would be, who's got the advantage or who has the mismatch. So it really depends on the first game. Um and this the playoffs. Like I said, it's playoffs and regular season is totally different. Yes, uh Spurs got been on them heavy in the regular season, like really embarrassing them and making them look stupid. But Jay might come out and say, "Hey, I'm the champ. I'm the MVP. Y'all not gonna come and scare me." So hey, it, it's all I can say is if uh if Shay goes out and does what needs to be done as the MVP, as a champion, then hey, this will be the one of his that'll be one of his best championships. This will be them going back for the second time. This will be his best championship by far, I would say. Going through KD, going through LeBron, and then going through Chet. I mean, you can't beat
No,
that.
they didn't play KD. That was the Lakers beat KD.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. He played who they play against? They
They
played
played
against
the
Devin Booker.
Suns.
Booker, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
They played against Booker. So I mean,
DB, your initials.
yeah, play against Booker, LeBron, and then
Uh,
maybe
yeah. I mean, OKC has been looking amazing. This just ran both these teams 4-0 sweeps. However, a little bit, I think they're gonna get punched in the mouth a little bit, man.
yeah,
And all those good vibes and stuff you have once you finally lose, how are they still feeling good and so connected? I think they will because
yeah,
I think they're resilient, but there could be need to watch out for that, especially if Jalen Williams comes back, and that could be an issue. These type of
Yeah.
things, everything seems so hunky dory, but that could affect some things down there in the locker room.
Yeah.
But they're a really well oiled machine. Um,
They're the
but
reigning
I
champions.
just
It's
I just
hard.
think the Spurs. I think the regular season does matter. I think
Yeah.
those matchups kind of showed us that there's some chinks in the armor, and I think the Spurs have their number. And yes, they're young. Make a good point about that. Wemby's young, but man, he came back against those T Wolves, didn't he?
Yeah. Especially,
Mm,
but I told you he was gonna come back after that elbow, and the fact that they lost, he was gonna come back with revenges. But and he did that. I just,
yeah,
I just feel like I don't know, man. It's just I don't know. I just feel like Shay and them gonna do it again, man. Like it'll be this year they win it, and then after that, that's it. Because after this year, it's gonna be kind of hard trying to keep all their players because they have everybody that's been blossoming, and then it's everybody's gonna want money, so they're gonna lose some
yep,
key players. So that's why I say
yeah.
I just feel like this would be the year that they're gonna win it again, and then after that, it's gonna I don't know, you never know, but this might be the year
You got a good
Spurs
point
might
about
take
their
over.
team going forward. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. I think the Spurs are so good. There's probably people in the league who are like, don't let the Spurs win this year because they're just going to be so good for the next X years with all these. I mean, their three best players are all what
young,
21 and under.
yeah,
What's Wemby 22 and under?
yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible the amount of luck they had in the draft. But I think they're playing well enough to do it to break those sort of the curse of the young team. So I got the Spurs, and I'm gonna pick them in six.
I'm gonna go OKC in six.
In six, okay. You have them
Yeah.
winning in San Antonio. All right, man. I think it's gonna be a great series, though. I'm super excited to see what
Yeah,
happens. All the stuff
I
that
am too.
both of us have been talking about, what guards are stepping up from OKC. The whole AJ Mitchell thing has been so great.
Mhm.
The Jalen Williams coming in now. AJ's back at the bench. I want to
Yeah,
see what kind of vibes that causes. I
gonna
want to
cause
see Lou
interesting.
Dort covering Wimby. I don't want to see all of SGA's push-offs and fouls, but that's going to happen. Will there be those refs? Can we get those refs, Petraeus and others? Can we get them in there to call some of those? Because
Mhm.
SGA is a great player. I don't think he needs to do all that. But should be excited, man. I hope all our listeners are excited. Before we go, though, we got a few more things to talk about. The MVP came out as you mentioned. SGA is MVP. He was MVP by a large margin. Wasn't really even that close, like 70-20 or something versus Jokic. I did notice that Luca got 0 first place votes. So
That's
yeah,
crazy.
clearly I'm not a voter.
That's crazy.
And Mitchell did get one vote though. He got one fifth place vote. Good on him. Those are my two crazy picks.
I was very surprised with that though. It was because we thought that who Joker was gonna get it, right?
Yeah, I think you
Yeah,
had Joker. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I
I was
picked Luca.
expecting
I wasn't predicting he was going to get it. I was just giving my pick,
him.
my fan vote. Um, All right, Doug, let's look at how about we look at some lefties? Let's do another lefty lean in. Let's talk about we got the conference final, the semifinals just have finished, and who do you want to highlight from either the past series or for the future series in our
well,
lefty lean in?
I'm gonna go ahead and give two shout outs, and it's on the West Coast. So no East Coast love this time right now, but we're gonna have some. Well, I might as well give them both. For the East, I'm gonna go give Jalen Brunson for helping his team go to the Eastern Conference Finals. He did his thing. James Harden gets an honorable mention. Even though he didn't do too much, but they're going up to the next round. So I'm gonna give him his shout outs on that. On the West, I'm gonna go with OKC. I'm gonna give AJ his love. He definitely stepped up and helped out in the last game when they swept the Lakers. He definitely showed out, had an outstanding game. I seen that game too, and he was taking advantage of whoever was guarding him, like scoring at will, taking the shots. And it was funny because him and Shea both went back and forth. Like, all right, Shea, it's your turn. All right, it's my turn. All right, it's your turn. Go ahead and get another one, Shea, because you was killing on that one. Like they were going back and forth, and I liked it. And I was like, okay, it makes it. They play well together and everything. Starting and coming off the bench, doing what needs to be done. But AJ, he did his thing, and then I'm gonna go on the
Do you
Spurs.
think? Wait, let me interrupt you a sec. Do you think AJ is kind of taken over Kason Wallace,
I
like
mean,
taking
yeah,
over his role, like as
yeah,
he's
because he's
the
bigger.
the second best guard kind of thing?
Yeah, because he's bigger. He's a lot taller, and that was another thing too that it's a tall man game pretty much now. They see the short man game, but with OKC, they'll use Wallace more coming off the bench because they need that energy coming off the bench. And where with with AJ, he's taller and he can score at will. They'll take advantage of that. So that's what they
I mean,
like.
he's 1 inch taller, Doug. Does that
I
make all
mean,
the
I
difference?
understand, yeah, but hey, when they see height and they see how easy it is to score, I mean, because with Wallace, he's a jump shot shooter. He's a shooter, and
Yeah,
but
you're
plays
right.
real
He's
good on
more a
defense.
shooter first than he's not the
Yeah,
break the guys down off the
yeah,
dribble
yeah.
guy, right?
And like I said, him and Shay, they kind of resemble each other. So that's another reason why I say they want him to play. So it's a left and right thing. They play it on one side and then play it on the other side. Like that's how they play it.
Oh man, like wings in hockey,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah.
Shea starts on the left wing, but he's right-handed. That's what they do
Mhm,
in hockey too. Is the left hand player, the
mhm.
right hand player replaces the left wing.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep. They play the same. They do the same plays. It's just reversed on the other end,
that's
on the other end of the
interesting. I
court.
like that call.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna go
Only
with
problem for AJ this series is he's gonna have a 7'6" guy beating him at the rim.
yeah. Unless they
Oh,
take
I guess
advantage on it.
he had a 7'3" guy last one, and it didn't really matter.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
But Wimby's a little more athletic.
Yeah. He'll learn. He'll learn. He'll learn real quick. All right. But
No, yeah, he's been awesome, and yeah, looking. Oh man, he's gonna get a contract too. One day. Okay, so you got AJ. Anybody else you want to highlight?
yeah, and then we're gonna go to the Spurs. I got two from the Spurs, which will be Fox and Harper. Both played outstanding in the last series. Harper coming off the bench, doing what he needs to do, helping out, and then also helped out in that one in the loss that they had when Wemby had the elbow, but he did had it at 24 points coming off the bench. So he did do what he needed to do, come off the bench and help out with the team. And Fox is being Fox, playing good defense, getting steals, and scoring at will whenever he needs to, taking advantage of uh of points when it's need to be done. So I mean, I shout out to all my left-handed guys, and I can say for the record, there will be a left-handed champion out of all these teams. So I can't say
You're
that.
right. You mentioned someone from every team. So no big men. Do we not even count big men in the lefties? Like what?
I mean, only one is Hartenstein, but he hasn't really done too much. But he's playing his role and getting his rebounds and playing some defense. So I mean, I guess I give him that shout out. It's not too many
All right, there
big
we go.
men.
We don't see it. Yeah, working it is.
Yeah.
What? Are there any lefties in history like big men, awesome lefties?
I mean, other than now you got me thinking about it. I have to catch you on the next episode. We'll do that.
All right. We'll look
I
that
have to
up.
do my research.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, give us that. And I got a question for you. What do you think about Harper versus Stephen Castle? Like, who do you think's going to be better long term for the Spurs? Who's going to turn in to be the lead guard there?
I feel like both of them will. I mean, Castle already has been showing, all star all-star caliber and a leader of the team. I mean, coming from college, winning national championship in college and everything, doing what he needs done there. I mean, come to the Spurs playing with Wemby, that was a plus. But him taking over when Wemby's out or either is hurt, or anything. Like he does what it needs to be done to keep the team rolling and everything, and plays defense. So he's a good two-way
Okay,
player.
but let's say they could only pay one guy for whatever reason.
Ooh,
Who would you keep?
oh man, you had to put me on the pressure like that. Uh, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go Castle. I'm definitely gonna have to go Castle. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, because I mean, and it's nothing against Harper. He's still a rookie. He's still a rookie, but he's showing potential too.
But I mean, like
But
5 years down the line, who do you think? I
yeah,
mean,
they probably would keep.
Harper is really good. Like Harper can break down anyone. Great distributor.
Yeah,
Castle just has that dog in him. That defensive. I would keep. Yeah, I would probably keep Castle just because I think he just has this almost. I shouldn't say this, but like this almost Jordan-esque, like kind of
uh,
like dog in it.
he, yeah. He got the dog in him. He definitely does.
But
And it's a
Harper's
quiet dog though. It's a
awesome.
quiet dog that like you don't expect to do anything, but he does when you like, oh wow, I didn't expect that dog to do that. Like, yeah, I'm gonna bite you if I need to.
Is there a
Like, I'm
breed like that? What breed of dog?
man, a Chihuahua. You wouldn't expect a Chihuahua to bite you, but
No,
yeah.
not a Chihuahua. No. 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 Wait. Nah, man. Come on. Give him a better dog. Give him a better
Nah, he would.
dog for
Nah,
the.
he would. I see, but the thing is with him, I don't know, man, because it's just I would just compare him to a pit bull. I mean, just a very aggressive dog that doesn't care. Even if you're nice or mean to me, I'm gonna still show you that I'm all about business, and that's what Castor does. He
Yeah.
shows everybody he's all
Yeah.
about
That's a
business.
better comparison. Yeah. All right, Doug. Well, you saw Doug just win against all his lefties there right at the end.
You put a gun to my head. Hey, you put a gun to my head, telling me
With
who
the
to
gun
pick.
to his head.
That was
He
hard to
didn't
do.
go with his
But
brother there.
but you got to think about it. But you got to think about it. They will keep both of them though, because Castle will be the shooting guard, and then Harper would be the point guard for them. I mean, simple as
Yeah,
that.
I think you're right.
Because
Yeah,
because
for sure.
he's definitely going to replace Fox whenever they feel like it's time to let Fox go, or either it's time
Or
for
when
For
Fox's
Harper.
contract runs out.
Yeah. So I mean, they're definitely going to lean on both of them to take over along with Wemby. So but if they had to do, keep one, let go one, yeah, I mean, Castle would probably be the one they would have to keep. I
Yeah,
feel like.
I agree. I like that choice too. But yeah, probably not going to come to that. Well, guys, I think that's it for our pod. Thanks so much for listening. I'm looking forward to tonight's game, and we'll see you all later in the week. I'm probably going to have some Pistons fans back on to talk about their season and tough loss. And so we'll see you next time.
All
Doug,
right,
it's
and
been great.
don't forget to follow us on our podcast Instagram page, dropping dimes underscore guys.
Drama Dimes underscore guys. All right, yeah. Follow us there. You can reach out to us there or on YouTube comments or
Or
my Twitter.
concerns,
What's that?
or concerns. If y'all got any concerns about certain things we talk about, let us know. We'll be able to break it down to you a little bit more.
No concerns. No, I'm just kidding. No, but please like, subscribe, guys. We're having a lot of fun doing this podcast, but we need you guys subscribing. If you listen to this long, then you must like us and want to hear more. Give us a 5-star review, and we'll keep this going. All right.
All right, guys.
Peace out, everyone.